Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to be giving this old, what is it, Blueridge guitar a little bit of a cleanup setup. This belongs to a very nice nurse that works at a local hospital, and she has been really helping out a family member who had to be in there. They're fine, don't worry, but we want to say thank you. So we're gonna clean this thing up for her, throw some strings on it, obviously do some adjustments. It's a little dry, but they need it back tomorrow, so we're not going to do any major hydration to it. Top's sinking a little bit, so the action's a little too low. We're going to probably put a different saddle in there. All right, let's get on it. Let's get our custom high-quality phone holder stand thing out. Get something for you guys to stand on. There we go, that's a little better. Here, let's do this for now. All right, so first thing, I'm gonna take the strings off, obviously. So, let's loosen them up here. Wow, what a mess. Let's get rid of those dangly pieces first, just because they're gonna be in the way. They're gonna be right in the way, and they're gonna get wound up. They make things hard to take apart. Looks like they've double and triple wrapped the strings, which doesn't do anything but make a mess. Oh, look at that one. That's great. Okay, well, that's okay. Oh, and it's wrapped. I didn't notice that. This one's wrapped that way. All right, well, we're gonna fix that. It's okay. Go. That one. This one's most likely been double wrapped because people think you're supposed to do that. Oh, that one, oh man. These are gonna be right. Oh, come on, get out of the way. We don't want to cause any more scratches than might already be there. There we go. All right. Before we take tension off, let's give these tuning machines some lube. Lube makes everything better, right? You see what I'm doing? All right, so we're just basically putting a little bit of machine oil in these little lubrication holes. Just a little bit, you don't need a ton. You know, you're not lubricating an international. And let's, all right. Backwards, back to the other way. I came to work on the day of the eclipse, so let me see if I can get home. The inners say I'm right in the not quite the path of totality. We're over here in Manchester, New Hampshire, so we're on the outskirts of it, but on the way in, it's now, let's see, 8 o'clock a.m. And on the way in, the northbound lane of the interstate was pretty much a parking lot already. And normally, traffic is extremely free-flowing. See what I'm doing down here? All right, come on. Oh, almost dropped you guys. There we go. Using these things. These end nippers, and I use them for fret pulling, and I also use them to pull out bridge pins because you can gently grab them, just pull up, just do it just like that, where you don't damage anything. Obviously don't chomp down too hard, don't want to break them, cut them. All right, what's going on in here? These things are stuck. It's probably been a while since these strings have been changed, huh? Yikes. Wow. The holes are almost too, I think I've seen that in a while. The holes are actually a little too small for the string ends. Or these string ends. No, they look normal. Come on out. Wow. Dang. That is... Here, let's see if I can grab it. So, there we go. Those were stuck. That's not cool. I'm going to use my bridge pin reamer to clean out those holes. Hey, let's see if let me just feel the bridge plate. It feels okay. I don't feel any cracks. We're good there. So, incoming bridge pin reamer tool. There it is. So we're just gonna, oh yeah, look at that. Normally it's all about there. So let's just give it a little twist and make sure we're not making them too loose. Don't want too loose. Yeah, see, those don't even go all the way in. Let's do some adjusting. Let's go right about there and see where that lands us. Oh, that's better. That's where we like, that's where we want it. About there. Supposedly this is an old guitar. This is a Blueridge BR-40, made in China. Seems like an alright guitar. I think it's a laminate top, probably. Imagine if it was a solid top, it'd probably have some major cracking going on, and being as dry as it is. But that's okay. We're gonna make it as nice as we can in the short time that we have it. I basically have to give this back tomorrow, so we don't have time for a major rehydration event. But it is almost springtime here in New England, and our humidity will go up soon. I will also tell them the virtues of keeping their instruments hydrated. But on the other hand, they said this is a guitar is a few years old. Sorry about that. That's probably loud. Air gun. Fret ends aren't sticking out, so it's maybe a little bit down here. And they often don't do great on their fret ends on cheaper guitars down here. Okay, so we want to make this thing real nice for her. All right. So we're gonna do this, our little homemade fret end block here. Can you guys see it? Here, let me show you guys before we start. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Here, we'll move you guys back over here so you can kind of see better. The nut fell out. I think it's actually a, yeah, it's maybe bone, maybe. I don't know. No, that feels like, oh no, that's Corian. Okay, that's all right. Looks like it was cut decently. No breaks, so fits well. I'm just gonna leave that out for now. All right. Anyway, distracted squirrel. It's my homemade fret end filer. Look at this. Look at this. Look how tilted this side is from me pushing on it. Look at how worn. This is a piece of plexiglass that I put on there. Look how much it's been worn. Almost time to make a new one. This file's pretty worn out. I've used it on stainless steel. But hey, it still works, right? So basically, let's show you guys what I'm doing here. Just like that. I'm going to set her up like this. And then this is how I do it. Gently. Make sure we don't pull up the body. I typically don't mask. Well, I'm gonna need some sanding blocks up there, which could bump the finish. Let's put some masking tape up there. I'm not all that worried about tape marks on this because it's a poly finish. I don't like putting tape on lacquer. This kind of tape. I know there's better tapes out there, but this is what we have in the shop right now. All right, I know a lot of you are now sighing a huge sigh of relief. Oh, he masked. He masked. I'm still not masking the fingerboard, so that's not happening. All right. There we go. That's getting better. Don't want to do too much. Just kind of make it so they're not feeling scratchy. There we go. That seems good. Let's do the other side. A little bit more. We're getting there. You guys seeing everything all right? Sometimes I think you guys don't get the greatest angle because I forget I'm not a great cameraman. I'm hitting these a little more because they wore out more than over here. It's starting to get pretty even. There we go, that feels good. Let's sight it. Whoops. Bonk. This neck is a little twisty. Here, let's, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let's get you guys up here where you can see. There we go. It's got a little bit of a tilt to the base side. Let's see if we can get you guys a better view. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of, I can see a little bit of a high fret in the body bump area, or body joint area. Most likely that's to do with lack of hydration. But we're gonna give this a little, just knock them down with the fret block a little bit. This guitar basically sits in the hospital and patients can use it, play on it if they know how, or the nurse will play for them also. So we don't have to worry about it being some high quality performance instrument. We're going to make it though as good as it can be, right? Oh, check this out. It's had some, this thing has definitely been a while since it's seen any maintenance. These are all, that one's the worst, I think. Yeah, that one, ready to fall off. Let's tighten those up. And bring in our 10mm nut driver. Look how loose that one was. I mean, they're all loose, but that one was really loose. So let's tighten these up. Ooh, that one, look at that. That one's really loose also. Okay, next, let's tighten up the strings on the back. Let's put our fret block away. Strings on the back, screws in the back. Sorry, it's early, guys. It's still early for me. We had a long, oh, these are gonna be all stripped, aren't they? They sure are. Let's see how many they are. Oh, okay. These all stripped. They're all stripped. All right, new plan. New plan. Let's take these right off. We're gonna fill those holes. Well, no, we're just gonna put some toothpicks in there, make everything fit better. So now let's do this a little quicker. You guys want to see a quicker version? Come in with a 10mm on the Bosch, right? Here we go. And for some rapid unclicks. All right, let's take these off. You know what, let's leave those off. We'll leave them off. We'll buff out this headstock. We'll make it look nice too, right? It's got dings and scratches and dents all over it, but we'll make it as good as it can be, right? These people do good work over there, so here we go. We'll take these out. These tuners are kind of cool. I like the design. They're like a hybrid of the old cheapy ones, but with bolt-on bushings. No brand on them or anything, so imagine they're Blueridge's own style. I'm sure they don't make them, but to their own spec. Seems like a fairly well-made guitar. All right, get that way. There we go. The tuners fit very tightly in the holes. That's nice to see. A lot of times the holes are very mismatched to the size of the tuner. So that's good. I don't think I've ever worked on one of these any more than a basic setup. But so far so good. No headstock cracks, no fingerboard lifting here or anything. Here, no. So we're good there. We have some stress cracks in the neck heel, which is kind of common. You know, it doesn't look like it's anything separated, but you know, finish cracks. It happens. We're not worried about it. All right, so let's get our fret leveling block. Oh, first we should check and see what the radius is, right? All right, that'd be a good idea. Let's get out our radius gauges. What do you think, guys? I'm gonna go 16. Often acoustics are 16. What does that look like? Well, let's try 14. Oh, that's better. So this is a 14-inch radius. So let's go find our 14 block. Where are we? Oh, there's our 14. Let's see if we can do this one-handed without everything falling. There we go. Fresh paper on there, that's good. All right, let's go back to what we're doing. Set you guys here again. And neck at this point actually pretty flat. I'm gonna get some relief to the board just a little bit because it's kind of tipped back a little bit here. What is this? Where is this? It looks like it's probably a 4mm, but let's check. Let's check. 4. Nailed it. That's better. Just a little. There we go. I would rather have the neck in a slight forward, but I know, you know, you can yell at me. I don't care. This is experience speaking. If you leave a little bit of a bump up here and a little bit of a curve and you level it flat, then when you string it up and there's a bump there again, hopefully there won't be. Okay? I know. You know, you guys all have Plek machines in your living room and you would never, and okay, cool. Fret's looking pretty decent shape. Not much wear on them at all. But there's definitely a couple here that are sticking up. So let's just give it a light. Here, what? See? And then body bump, huh? Yeah. And yes, that is due to some. Wow, would you look at that? Would this be a compound radius? See, the wood, interesting. The wood measured out at a 14, yet I'm really only hitting the edges of the frets here, so I wonder if the frets are more like a 16, like I thought. Let's grab our 16 block and see how that comes into it. That's working better. Stick with 16. Most acoustics, words, I need some water. Most acoustics are 16-inch radius. Most modern acoustics, anyway. Sorry if that's loud. And when I fret level, let's move the guitar around because we're only kind of slightly smarter than the average bear when it comes to humans and tools. So if you hit things from different angles, you will get better results. This is how it works. If you're always hitting something, holding it this way, you're going to tend to go one way or the other. I'll even go left. It's a definite, highly recommended. Learn how to work with your non-dominant hand. We're not going to bring these all the way down because it's obviously a little bit of a fall away here, but what we're going to do is kind of ease the transition, you know. And I think we've kind of done that. Let's see here. These two were pretty high up there. And I'm contacting the one in front of it. Not quite this one yet. So these guys are still a little tall compared to this one. This one is a little, here, check it out. How am I describing it when I can just show it to you? So what we got going here, see how it's hitting some, but not this one, but then this one, and obviously, again, there's a body bump here. So we're gonna go a little bit more. Again, we're gonna make it as nice as it can be. And I know some of you guys have the fancy StewMac table, it clamps everything perfectly flat, but you know what? Real world applications are not perfectly flat. When this guitar gets strung up, the neck is not going to be perfectly straight. So let me ask you guys, if you have a tool that leverages everything perfectly straight, and then you flatten everything in that tool, and then when you take the tension off, the neck is not now perfectly straight, what have you done? But if the neck is in its normal-ish position and you flatten everything out, when you string it up, it's going to be closer to its normal-ish position, okay? Just think about it for a while. I know guys pay a lot of money for those fancy tables, and you got to justify your purchases. All right, we're getting there. We're just starting to kiss that one just a little bit. I hear some squeaking going on. We'll find it later. Where is it? Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Watch. Let's see. There it is. See that? Watch this. Now you can find a lifting fret with a hammer. Listen. Hear that one? That one's not bad. There, look at that. That one sounds uniform all the way across. This one, that means this fret is not seated all the way, and actually I can see it. Here, let's see if you guys can, see if I can zoom in enough. Oh, there it is. Wow. Let's do that. See if you guys can see. So here, let's incoming air gun. Now, let's get our screwdriver of destruction. And where are we? There we go. All right, let's see. It's hard to see on the camera because the whole guitar is moving a little bit. But it's got some movement. So what we do in this case is we're going to take some, here, let's back up a little bit. There we go. We're going to take some of this, which is ultra thin Glue Boost brand super glue in this little pipette. And we are going to just stabilize all these ends. I'm not going to try to hammer them down. At this point, it would cause more work and damage than just stabilizing them. So we're going to do that. Look at that, watch. Watch this. There's another way you can tell. Watch how it just gets sucked right underneath the edge. See that? That means there's quite a gap in there. We'll do that. There we go. That one also is probably moving. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to put you guys down so I don't mess anything up. I'm trying to do this one-handed. That one's not so bad. And don't worry, we can clean up the glue. But, yeah. Okay, let's just get a little drop of glue on all of them. this will, a lot of people will do fret levels and will have no idea why, when it was all perfect, it then isn't. I know you guys aren't seeing what I'm doing. Let's bring you back here. You can see as I'm going down the neck here, all the fret ends getting glued. So this side's not as bad for some reason. You can actually see them. Oh, see? Okay. And the thing about super glue is it'll flow into all the little gaps under there, and it will just stabilize everything. Now, if this were my guitar and this wasn't a time-sensitive piece, I would probably refret it fully. I don't really care for the giant frets, but they're gonna be a little lower when we're done. Ooh, boy, that one's really, look at that gap. That's terrible. Okay, we're just gonna, this, that's, I don't think we went all the way up, did we? But I want to get this other side again anyway, because there were some pretty good gaps. Sorry if I'm mumbling. Some guy said I was mumbling the other day. I know I need a better mic. We're going to put a little more glue. There we go. See, we can kind of tell that it's not being drawn in there as quickly. Look at that. See, there's a little bit of, now it's starting to puddle a little bit, which is okay. That's fine. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a paper towel, and we're going to just kind of gently clean up any excess, like that, like so. And again, it's okay if there's a little bit on the board. It's not going to hurt anything. We're going to clean the board up anyway. Oh man, I hope I got enough accelerator to do this. We're almost out. This stuff's very helpful. Makes everything happen a lot faster. This might be the last of this can. All right. Okay. Now, let's see. Where'd my hammer go? Oh man, it's a good thing I label my tools, right? All right, let's see if we change anything, right? Was this one? Let's give it just one more dab. Not that kind of dab. Just a little drop. There we go. Okay. That's probably going to harden right up immediately, so I'm going to try to catch it with a paper towel, because it's got some accelerator on there. I'll just pop it off with a chisel. Let's see here. Look at that. See? That's how you can tell if you have bouncy frets, or if you're not getting great results from your normal fret level, fret ends. If you're still getting jagged pieces after you do your fret ends. Check and see if your frets aren't popping out. It's very common. All right, let's pop that little bit of glue off there with our chisel. Just kind of gently. You can, if you got a nice sharp chisel, you can get right up in there. Look at that. See that? Clean off any excess glue. Great. All right. Next, let's go back to our fret file, or fret leveling block. Because what happens when you have bouncy fret ends, and these weren't that bad, but when you have bouncy fret ends and a high spot, you see that you have a high spot as an example here. And you run your block across it, and you start taking this one down, taking it down, and taking it down, and taking it down. And then as much as you take it down, it'll still be high. It'll just, because you'll press down, you'll push it. When you're pressing down, you'll push it down, and you'll level everything across it. But then as soon as you take your block off, it bounces back up. That's why you still have, or a reason why you can still have buzzy frets after a fret level. All right, we don't want the 14. Let's move our 14 back there so we don't grab it accidentally. And also, hear that? Maybe you guys didn't hear. No more squeaking. If you hear squeaking when you're working on frets, if you ever hear squeaking, stop, figure out which fret's squeaking. It means it's loose. Fix it. There we go. That is looking much more betterer. Yep, see now we're definitely starting to hit this one more. This one's still a little low. So we're gonna have to take this down. All right, we're just starting to hit it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our crowning file and we're gonna crown these, because when you have areas that you're taking a lot of material off and then areas where you're not, you don't want to just keep filing and filing and filing. It'll give you worse results. Okay. All right, so let's crown these with our Stumac $100 and whatever diamond file. What is this one? Numbers what is it? Here's my new one, 51. Here's the newer one that I haven't. But there we go. This is my favorite fret file. These work great. The curved nose, so much better than here. You guys want to see a difference? There we go. That's the difference. It's 2 inches longer. Don't tell me you don't want that. Okay. So we're gonna put these back on our magnetic wall. And back to filing. We're just hitting the spots where the file hit. Here, you guys want to get closer? You're not seeing much, but I got a bunch of stuff in the way here. I know this desk is not set up for camera work. Strings in the way. Let's put these over here. Might have to make a 2-video thing of this. There we go. Sorry guys. Here, there. That's better. You can see what's actually happening. And you can do the Sharpie trick when you black them out, but you guys can actually see what I'm seeing, which is kind of neat. You can actually see the flat sides versus the round sides if you look at it in the right light. So, some guys like the Sharpie trick. I used to. But this was much faster. And by the way, I hold my files when I work over guitars like this. I know there's that curved file thing, but I kind of developed this way of holding my file. It's very stable. It works great for over the body areas. You know. And you're less apt when you're holding. And I do this also, but when you're holding like this, way back on the handle, or like this, you're definitely a whole lot more wobbly. And as you pull back, you're more apt to do that. And we don't want to do that, especially over this area. Ask me how I know. No, don't. So I'm going to do this. And this. There we go. And be careful, because you know this fret, I don't think was seated quite properly. And the middle lower than the outsides for the radius. So we don't want to go nuts in the middle part. We just want to do the parts that are sticking up. And see, like here, now I'll move my hand back. And there we go. Also, here, again, like I said, learn to work left hand or non-dominant hand. Let's take a break. One hand. Not quite as fast with my left hand, but I could definitely do an entire guitar left-handed. There we go. Yep, here we get in there. Nice. All right, let's switch back. Sorry guys, we'll move it down. And when I'm doing this, I'm basically looking for the light. What do they call it? Glinting, glancing light? I don't know. I might, after I do this, I think I'm going to end this video. And you guys don't need to see me polishing out these frets with sandpaper up and down the neck for the next 20 minutes. I assume most of you have seen sandpaper. So. Just kind of show me the process of getting it to that point. And then I'll come back when it's time to restring. Plus it's almost time to make a coffee. There we go. Cool, and now let's flip the guitar around. Have it like this. Here, you guys can see what I'm doing. Bring this back, there we go. So I'm just basically, so I can get these these frets over on this side. Oh, and also, when you're filing, especially if you have a lot of, let's bring you guys over here so you can see better. If you're taking away a lot of material, like, as an example, those frets. Right here, can you see that one? Okay. So, see how flat that is? If you have a file like this and you just grind, it'll take forever. Make sure you go like this every now and then. You wipe off all the material. And you're not trying to just grind through already ground metal. That's why you see me kind of do that periodically when I'm doing this. It definitely helps. And that's why I like this file, because you can kind of go like this, get yourself away from the body of the guitar. Still gotta be careful over here, but it's not as dangerous. Okay. And it's also good to look at your frets from another angle, because you can see things from other angles that you couldn't see before. Cool. All right, guys, I gotta go anyway, so that's the perfect time. We'll catch you guys later, and next video coming. Later.